See, the thing is, on paper, you couldn't design a player with better chances on grass than Muchova. And it's nice to see her here in the semifinals with a real chance to win. However, Coco Gauff has been dominating the head-to-head over Muchova. In fact, prior to them playing in an Australian Open this year, where Muchova took a set off of Gauff, she didn't even get more than 5 games per set against Gauff. In 4 meetings, I believe. We'll pull up their head-to-head, but if I remember correctly, it was 4-0 Gauff, and it was not a single set more than 5 games for Muchova. Then finally, at the Australian Open, she takes a set off of Gauff. And then in Stuttgart on clay, interestingly, she finally beats Gauff. So let me pull up the head-to-head real quick. And we're going to get into why Muchova struggles against Gauff, number 1, and her chances in this match. You know, one thing I will say for the WTA website, not that anyone's listening, but ATP website is fantastic. When it comes to the head-to-heads, it's perfect. Good morning, Keydon. Good morning, True Tennis Vibe. I can't read your name there with the Cyrillic. I learned it in school when it was still Yugoslavia. In Croatia, they got rid of the Cyrillic because we use the regular alphabet. In Serbia, they continue to use it, but I don't remember any of it, even though I learned it in school for about 3 years. I don't know. can't read any of it. So please, you know, your name, if you want to put your name here, let me know. But anyway, back to the ATP website. They do a phenomenal job. The ATP Tour website is top notch. Top notch. WTA, it's not good. It's far from good. And let me tell you why. Well, the most important thing is their meetings. We don't need the stats and all that stuff. I mean, certainly it's interesting, but we want the meetings. So yeah, I was correct, actually. They played 4 times prior to the Australian Open, and in not a single one of those matches was Muchova able to take it to more than 5 games in a set. Absolute dominance from Gauff. And then, like I said, Australian Open, she did take a set off of her. And then in Stuttgart, she finally beat Gauff this year on clay. She, you know, Muchova did did make the finals of that tournament, but after the Australian Open, I've forgotten about this one. They did play again, and Gauff won 1-1 in the semifinals of Miami. 1-1 against Muchova in the semifinals, which that one's a head scratcher, right? Like 1-1, that's very dominant. So there's reasons for it. United Cup last year, 1-4 Gauff. Beijing 24 was 1-3 Gauff. U.S. Open was a little bit tighter back in 23, 4-5 for Gauff. That was in the semifinals, I think, no? That didn't even tell you the round. Yeah, it was the semifinals. And the first time they played, Cincinnati 23 was 3-4 for Gauff. So it's, what is it? It's 6-7-1, right? No, 6-1 Gauff. And the last time they played, Muchova won. So, look, I'm surprised that Muchova was able to take out Gauff on clay. And it was just a matter of time until she got her, because eventually, Gauff was gonna catch a bad day against Muchova. It was just inevitable. Hold on a second. What's going on here? What's going on here? 1 second here. Get rid of some of these technical problems, but we'll get going soon here with some good discussion about this match. Was up a break early here. 1 second. We'll get it, guys. We'll get it in a second. There we go. We're back on track with the scoreboard. Okay, so 6-1, Gauff Muchova, and it's so interesting they meet in the semifinals of Wimbledon, with such a huge opportunity for both players. Neither has been to a Wimbledon final. And like I said, if you want to design the perfect grass court player on the WTA Tour, you would take a lot of the attributes of Muchova to build that player. By the way, do you guys like that racket on the stringer? Right there, I got to move it. I have to string a racket today. Good morning, ATX Super Dave. So why do I give better chances for Gauff in this match, despite Muchova's capabilities on the grass court? Because she's such a versatile player. Great transition game, great returner, great server. One of the best, if not the best, volleyer in the game. There's certain players that you don't like playing against, that your technique, your style, it just doesn't fit against certain players. And when you look at Muchova, she likes to take the ball early. She likes to play close to the baseline. When you play against Gauff, that is difficult to pull off. And let me tell you why. Because one thing that people don't recognize is how lively the Coco Gauff forehand is, and how lively her serve is. It's so incredibly fast, the first serve. And even though she has double fault problems, her serves have a lot of action on it. The forehand can sometimes be a problem for Coco. That's a beautiful point there by Muchova. Saves break point with a beautiful drop shot and volley winner combo. So when Muchova plays Gauff, her error count goes up. And I remember that match in Miami. She was absolutely chanceless in that one. And it's for the simple reason that the way Coco Gauff hits the ball makes it difficult for Muchova to play her regular game, which is taking the ball early. Her error count goes up. So what's interesting to me is that first win over Coco came on clay. And she gave herself a little bit more time in that one. So here, she can't do that. She's going to have to play aggressive. And if Coco catches a good day, meaning if the serve is clean, you know, if double fault count is low, if the forehand, if she hits the forehand with confidence and she's not shanking it, hitting it tight, short, I think this is a great opportunity for Coco Gauff to make a Wimbledon final. So we shall see. You can make a lot of great storylines in the WTA Wimbledon semifinals. You can say, okay, Coco Gauff, you know, she misses a forehand there, and Muchova holds up 3-1 in this first set. This is typical Coco Gauff, right? Similar to last year. Out of nowhere, she wins a Grand Slam. Nobody expecting her to win Wimbledon. She's not been playing well on grass. Yeah, last couple of seasons, actually. And all of a sudden, like, she blazes through the whole draw and wins the tournament. I can see it happening big time. And in the final, she could play either Noskova or Kostyuk. I don't think it matters that much. I would give, just for the, see, Coco has been there, done that in Grand Slam finals. And it's a whole nother side of the coin. You know what I mean? Like, Grand Slam final, it's very difficult for the first time to come there and play your best tennis, okay? So Coco Gauff has an advantage there. Been there, done that against both Kostyuk and Noskova. But then if Muchova takes this, you could have an all-check final, which would be incredible. Nice drop shot there from Muchova. She's starting strong in this match. Love 30. Which is something that's incredible, how many Czech players have done well at Wimbledon, or just in general. It's absolutely incredible. So Noskova-Muchova final would be very interesting. Or how about Marta Kostyuk? Finally coming through all the way. Because she's had a phenomenal season, winning Madrid, semifinals Roland Garros, a completely transformed player, more consistent, not as much up and down throughout the season, and even in one specific match, more steady. One of the best athletes on the WTA Tour. I would equate like Gauff and Kostyuk is a similar type of athlete. They're just unbelievable. I feel like they could have excelled in other sports as well. They could have been Olympic level athletes in other sports as well, Gauff and Kostyuk. It's just incredible. I don't know how much that comes through on TV, how incredible athletic they are. So Marta could take the whole thing too. So look, these semifinals are very, very interesting. And Muchova here with a great start. 15-40, chance for a double break on Gauff. Muchova playing very clean tennis so far. Error count is low. And what I'm looking for here is for Muchova to play a clean match against Gauff. And she's mixing things up, Muchova. Tries to hit a lob there. 30-40, but you can see here, Coco Gauff down 3-1, 15-40, saves the break point. There's that positive body language, the fighting. One of the biggest fighters we've ever seen on the WTA Tour, Coco Gauff. Handles adversity so well. We'll touch upon that later, but again, for Muchova in this match, if the error count is low, if she figures out, there's another break point, another lob from Muchova there, and Coco Gauff misses an overhead. Muchova really testing the overhead of Gauff. Break. And Muchova 2 breaks in this first set. Again, error count It has to be low. She has to be very clean, very precise with her shots. She wants to maybe calibrate them so that she doesn't necessarily play like she plays against other players. She has to make adjustments when she plays Gauff. And if she can play high percentage tennis with all her versatility, she's going to give herself great chances in this match. I think certainly finally coming through in Stuttgart certainly is going to give her a lot of belief here. That's a good question, Random Tennis God. Nick, can that be taught? That fighting spirit that Coco has, Sabalenka can improve this. She'll be so much better. Well, certainly you can train some of this, yeah. You have to work really hard to try to get your mind in a way where you get your focus back very quickly. You have a short memory, you know. Don't let things affect you. But, you know, like I always say, it's easier said than done, because sometimes these feelings that are overwhelming. Let's just say, like, you play a match and you have double-digit double faults. Like, you're double faulting entire games away. It's easy to say, okay, you know what? Just forget about it. Just play really hard and try to find your game. But that's devastating, something like that. And most players, when they play like that, they don't come out of that. They just can't. They're just so down in the dumps. And no matter what they try, no matter what people tell them, maybe the coaches, they're just stuck. They have a bad day and they lose, and then they try to fix it in the practice afterwards, you know. But Coco Gauff, she comes through matches like this, literally on the verge of tears from double faulting, and she still manages to win. I'll be honest, that's something I've never seen to that extent, because she was struggling with her game big time. Very recently, actually, US Open last year, even this year in a lot of tournaments. And still, she comes to these matches somehow, fights, positive body language. And she then gets another chance to play again, and she plays a little bit better in the next round, a little bit better in the following round. And even though this season has been, you know, for Coco's standards, it has been poor, she made the Miami final, playing horrible in the first couple of rounds. She made the, I don't know about Dubai, I don't remember. I think it was semis, Dubai, right? Or semis or final, I don't remember. But she also made the Rome final. I thought she played well there. And that's in a subpar season, still somehow managing to get through matches, which is, it's incredible. But yeah, you can try to get better at this type of stuff, you know? So this rally right here is an example of what I was talking about before. It's love 40 on the Muchova serve. Gauff with 3 break chances to get 1 break back. Muchova likes to hold her ground, and she likes to absorb balls and redirect them and take them early. And that is not so easy to do off the Gauff forehand. So I think Muchova actually, as weird as this sounds, she'd probably be better off going to the backhand of Gauff. It depends a little bit on what's happening. Sometimes the forehand of Gauff is not, like, it's not working well, so it's not like a clear rule. You have to adjust a little bit. But if she goes more to the backhand corner of Gauff, she can play more her regular game, her normal game, like she did there. That was an excellent rally. Cross-court backhand, and then inside and forehand winner, 15-40. Happy Thursday, Tommy Player 1. Bayou Thomas says Muchova will win if she continues like this. Well, too early to say. This is going to be an interesting match, I think. Don't count out Coco Gauff. She's going to figure out a way to get into this one. Second breakpoint chance saved by Muchova, 30-40. Jeff says Muchova can't find her first serve. I think the first serve started collapsing in this game because she's 63%. It's not that bad. Has a beautiful high backhand, kind of a hybrid between backhand overhead, high backhand volley, cross court. What a player, Muchova. Now, like I said in the beginning, you couldn't design a better player on grass, right? It would be so fitting if she won Wimbledon. And it'd be so fitting if this was her first Grand Slam title. Because, you know what? I think Muchova has underachieved so far. This year, she won her first WTA 1000 title, and she only has one. So, of course, she's made the Roland Garros final. You know, she's had great results, semis, US Open. But I think, to me, she should be a constant, like top 10, maybe even top 5 player with multiple Grand Slam titles. And this could just be the beginning, you know? Reba Cohen says, I hate that these two are playing in the semis. I would love to see them in the final. Well, I don't know. Noskova and Kostyuk, they've had impressive seasons. I think it's a great tournament. I think it's very fitting. And the only surprise is Gauff, actually. I did not expect Coco to make it through here. I had Pegula in the semi. Why do you think that coach that she's underachieved? It's a compliment, actually, because I think she's so good. She's so versatile. I would have expected her to have multiple Grand Slam titles by now. That's a compliment because that's how good I think she is, Muchova. I'm just saying that, you know, it sounds kind of negative, underachieved, but I think she should have more big titles because that's how great of a player I think she is. But again, you know, this could be just the beginning. You play consistent like this, and you put in the hard work, you get rewarded. Of course, there's been injuries too with Muchova, so that's always tough. And that's a fantastic hold there from Love 40 because, you know, this first set far from over. But now with the 5-1 lead, it's going to be tough for Gauff. But if it was 4-2 and Gauff holds 4-3, one break, you know, it's tight. Oh, Reba, I get it. These are your favorite players? Okay, from that standpoint, it makes sense. I also think it's a shame that Djokovic, Sinner are in the semis. I don't know how many times Sinner drew Djokovic in his half. A lot. Just go as a forehand half court miss by Coco, 15-all. That's an interesting play from Muchova. That slice, short slice, drawing Coco in. Last year, Sinner drew Djokovic 3 times in the semis, and then he drew him again at the Australian Open. And he didn't draw him actually at Roland Garros, but then he lost. So he could have had a Sinner-Djokovic final. But Djokovic drew Alcaraz only in the US Open. So I feel like it's Djokovic often, even though that's drawn, by the way, the third seed is like, it's a random. Could be on top or bottom. I feel like Sinner always gets Djokovic. That's a beautiful little dropper from Coco there. 40-15. Coco, I think, settle into this match. He's playing a lot better. Wow, what a return there from Muchova. It's clean. That's a clean winner right there. '87-mile-an-hour forehand winner from Muchova. Any racket nerds in here? Did you guys see? Today is the official release of the, oh my God, what's it called? The Python, or they're calling it the Fire. the Wilson Defier, and they came with a collar. It's just, I don't know. I actually was trying to get my hands on it. I'm going to try to get my hands on it and test that thing. The most hyped racket in the history, I think. No racket has been hyped like this. It's been a year, I think, of hype to this racket. And I kind of had a feeling it's going to be no good. But I can't really speak on it before I test it. But I've been disappointment for many people with the color and the name, because people thought it was going to be called the Python, and it was all black and looked cool. So I'm going to try to get my hands on it and test that thing. The new Wilson racket, the Defier. Another slice from Muchova, another slice. This one she draws Coco in. It worked last time, and it worked again. Coco got lucky there. I mean, she hit a drop volley that was so difficult. That's not something that you want to depend on, not something that you want to have to do to win points. But another great play from Muchova. She did one slice to the Gauff forehand, then another slice to the Gauff forehand, a shorter one, draws her in. And then Coco with just an incredible drop volley on the stretch. Add in. But Muchova is playing exceptional tennis here in this match. Backhand down the line return, draws a forehand error from Coco. Back to deuce. See, the tricky thing is with Coco Muchova head-to-head is that, you know, the forehand can't fall apart from Coco, no doubt about it. But if it's working, it's going to make Muchova's life so miserable, that forehand. But in today's match, it's misfiring a little bit, the Gauff forehand. She's giving some errors off that side. Second serve, a nice kicker there from Coco. So far, she's been clean on her serve. Only one double fault, but we're early in this match. Let's add in. The Defier defies common sense. I want to test that thing, Dave. I want to test it so bad. I'm going to try to get my hands on it. Today's the official release date, but it's not for sale yet. You can pre-order it. But that thing's been hyped so much. It's insane. It's like, I knew it couldn't be that good as much as they were hyping it. I need to test that thing. I don't know about the color. Let me test it. I'll make a video on it. I really want to. Guys, let me take a quick break here. I need to move the stringer. It does look annoying there in the frame, because I need to string a racket later. I recently started stringing again. I didn't string for a very long time. Had a stringer. But I was like, you know what? Let me get back into stringing. Why not? My own rackets. I'm not stringing for other people. Just for myself. So, yeah, quick break. Let me move the stringer, do a couple more things. I'll be right back. $30 on the Muchova serve. Let's see if Gauff can create an opportunity here to get at least one break back. Oh, let's see what's going on here. Gauff too late on that backhand, was too far away from it. Misses it long. Here's set point Muchova. Surprised by this first set. Ace Muchova, first set 6-2. You know, it's I'm surprised how clean Muchova is playing, and also that Gauff is not at her best, you know, producing some mistakes, because she's so comfortable against Muchova in the head-to-head. And like I said before, that she beat her in Miami 1-1. And sometimes, you know, once you finally break through and get a W, it changes everything. I mean, look at Fritz Zverev head-to-head. I talked about this yesterday. Like, it was 5-2 for Zverev, and then Fritz got him at Wimbledon, and then won 7 in a row. So it's weird. I mean, I do think, like I said before, that generally the way Muchova plays, and that's not just Muchova, but a lot of the players that like to take the ball early, that like to kind of crouch and redirect and hit the ball more flat, Gauff is a very difficult opponent when her forehand is working, because that forehand is so lively. People don't understand. Like the Coco Gauff forehand is so tricky, but sometimes it falls apart and gets a little tight and loses penetration. So it's not always tricky that way, you know. But for those reasons, I thought that this could be a very difficult match for Muchova. But it's not turning out that way. But, you know, it's still early. We have to wait and see. Gauff sometimes will, you know, find her game late in a match, sometimes like late in the second set, and she'll flip a match around, so you can never count out Coco. But so far, Muchova is just too strong, too versatile. You know, that's something that's so rare on the WTA Tour, to see different tactics. The tactics are very simple on the WTA Tour for the vast majority of players. It's WTA players have incredible ground strokes, incredible backhands, forehands. They can redirect the ball anywhere. They can, you know, most of them play the ball a little bit longer and with more of a flat ball trajectory, and that's how most players play. Of course, there's different styles too. You know, you got Paolini, you got different styles. You got some that are a little bit more served, focused than others. There's a discrepancy in the serve quality on WTA Tour for sure. But to see someone that plays with this much versatility, it's very rare. You know, we had Ash Barty that played a similar style. But Muchova has a full repertoire. She's an exceptional net player. Volleys are exceptional. That's not very common on WTA Tour, to have this level at the net. She has a very good serve, very good return. And she also, you know, the strokes are, she likes to take them early and has more of a flatter trajectory, but the forehand is heavy. Muchova has a heavy forehand. The backhand is more flat. On top of that, something that's like super rare, and it's a kind of a throwback to the old days in the WTA Tour, is that Muchova has a slice backhand that's very, very good. You know, slice backhands the WTA Tour are mostly defensive shots. They're mostly emergency shots. But for Muchova, these are intentional shots to change up the tempo or to make the opponent uncomfortable. In this match so far, it surprised me how much trouble Gauff has with the Muchova slice that's directed to her forehand, which makes sense, by the way, on grass, to hit a low ball to Coco's forehand if it's not working, because you'll get some errors that way. So it's of the utmost importance for Coco to be super high intensity here early, show positive body language exactly like she did there. Great point for Coco. She pumps the fist. 15 love. This is... is Coco struggling with low balls? You know, I don't know if that's generally a problem for Coco, but today I've seen her miss a couple of forehands off a low ball, or hit like subpar approach shots off a slice of Muchova. It certainly doesn't hurt when you have this full repertoire to throw different things at the opponent, and to, you know, also to kind of break their rhythm a little bit. That's a beautiful backhand from Coco there down the line, and a very heavy serve. Thirty love. Coco also clean on her serve so far, despite like not playing her best. She's only got one double fault, but the culprit in this first set was the first serve percentage, which is 56%. And there's the problem for Coco. The forehand dumps it into the net. There are matches where Coco's forehand falls apart. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Ace Coco, 118. Against Pegula, she was serving, I saw one serve like was 127 if I remember correctly. Coco has one of the fastest serves on tour. Jalur, yeah, I'm going to cover both semifinals. Yep. I'll cover the Kostyuk match. Yes, absolutely. Was that an ace? I guess it was another ace for Coco, back-to-back aces. And Gauff holds one love, playing much better in the second set. A great start. What is this? Hold on, guys. 1 second. I have to check some here. It's a horrible noise coming from somewhere. I got to check. Hold on. What a volley there from Muchova. She's so good at the net. 15 love. There's some pressure washing going on outside, guys. So I do have noise cancellation turned on, but I apologize for the noise, if you can hear it. Super important stage for Muchova right here to stay ahead. She can't get a break, get ahead in this one, because Coco can flip this match right here. A lot of heavy forehands from Gauff in this rally, but Muchova survives back there. Thank you, Manyargo. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Keydon would like to see Muchova win it all. It would be absolutely fitting if Muchova can win Wimbledon with this game style. All the tennis nostalgics would be pleased with that one. Because, you know, some people are still perplexed at the idea that you can play baseline tennis on grass, you know. For you guys that are younger, you might not remember that. That was nearly impossible back in the day to play baseline tennis on grass. Everyone was coming in. Even Ivan Lendl was serving volleying back then. Even Federer was serving volleying when he played juniors, maybe the first year or two when he played Wimbledon, and then he started staying back. But Muchova is kind of a throwback in many different ways. She's a throwback to the old school way of playing. It's not just power and big serving. It's a versatility with certain shots that makes it fun to watch. Serve and volley from Muchova. And she's serving a lot to the Gauff forehand. And again, the thing is, that'll only work when it is shaky. It's what people need to understand. The Gauff forehand is actually a big weapon, but sometimes can be a little bit shaky. So it's a trick. Tactics against Coco are tricky, and they have to be fluid, big time. Can't just keep doing the same thing. You gotta be able to mix things up. So I think eventually this serving to the forehand thing will stop working for Muchova, and Gauff will start giving less mistakes off that forehand return. Deuce. Yeah, ATX Super Dave. When Federer played Sampras, they were serving volleying. Yeah, I remember that. First and second serve. There's that forehand from Gauff. She comes in, back in cross-court volley for a winner. It's a breakpoint chance for Gauff. Forehand is starting to click for Gauff. Danger time for Muchova. Second serve. Big chance for Gauff right here. Gauff shanks the forehand. And we're back at deuce. And again, slice serve to the forehand of Gauff, and it works. Gauff misses the return into the net. That's actually kind of a good thing to do, even for you guys at at any level. Really, is like you see a really what I call catastrophic error from someone. Like you see them hit the ball on the fence or in the bottom of the net, or they shank it. Then the next point, you give them that same shot again, make them hit it again. Because nothing like takes the trust out of your shot when you completely make a mess of it, when you frame it. So you just the very next point, you give them the same shot again. That's what Muchova did there, and it worked. Add in. Another shank from Gauff. He got jammed on that one. And slice to the forehand. Muchova slice to the backhand of Gauff, who comes in, has a look at the volley, but misses it. 1-all. Interesting mix-up again from Muchova, giving Gauff one slice to the forehand, one slice to the backhand. Just throwing a lot of different looks at Coco, and it's working. 1-all. And somebody asked me something about the stringer, and I forgot to answer it. Hold on, let me see. I wanted to ask what you meant. I don't know if I can find it. Hold on. Hold on a second. I can't find it, but something about the stringer being upside down or something, the racket being upside down. Whoever asked that, ask it again. I don't know what you meant by that. Slice out wide from Gauff, draws the error on the return from Muchova. 15 love. Does Coco not like the low balls? Not today, she doesn't. Backhand down the line from Gauff. 30 love. Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily think that Gauff generally dislikes low balls. I can't really tell you that. This would need some research. Don't really. Well, first of all, you don't see it that often, right? So it's kind of hard to hard to say who slices a lot in the WTA Tour. Almost close to no one. But I wouldn't say that she does normally. I wouldn't. Maybe on grass, but not on the hard court or clay. I don't think that Coco struggles with those type of shots per se. And on top of that, like I said in the beginning, she was dominating Muchova and beat her 1-on-1 in Miami. So 40 love. Coco's serving well today. The serve is clicking. So I think ever since that 4-1 game where Coco had love 40. No, yeah. Okay, I would have to look it up. Hold on, let me see when it was. Exactly when she started playing well. I'll tell you exactly when. It was 4-1. Yeah, exactly. 4-1, and it was love 40. That's right. Exactly. 4-1, love 40. That was when the match started to flip a little bit. Not that it has flipped, but that's where Coco started playing well. She had love 40 there on the Muchova serve. Couldn't capitalize on that break, but she started playing better ever since that game, and she's playing well now. So I think it's going to be a very close match. Coco still certainly with a chance to win it. You asked me why I put my rackets reverse on the ball machine, Babolat logo downwards. I don't know what you mean. Like there's no. What do you mean? I don't understand. There's no up or down. You can put it on either side. You talk about the butt cap? You talk about the butt cap logo. Whoa. Second serve, Muchova. I got a feeling Coco's going to put pressure right here on this return game. And try to get the break. This deep return on the backhand, forehand to the backhand side of Muchova. And my stream is frozen. Completely frozen. But the TV is still going. Love 15. I don't know what happened though, but it's love 15. This is, I gotta tell you, it's been so disappointing. I don't want to get on anybody's nerves with this talk, this complaining, but man, the stream has been so bad on the ESPN app, completely frozen. And it's not my internet. Oh, I see, Keydon. I see what you mean. I don't know, though. I really don't know. You got me with that one. I never paid attention to that. I'll be honest with you. I don't care where the knot goes. I really don't care. Love 30 on the Muchova serve. Let's try to fix this here. This is unreal. Yep. Completely frozen. And inside in, forehand miss from Muchova. Love 40. Big opportunity here for Gauff. Big chance for Gauff right here. Love 40. Some mistakes from Muchova. Muchova fortunate that forehand went in. She didn't hit it clean, that one. Hit it right on the line. Draws the error from Gauff. First break point chance saved, 15-40. Like I said before, she got out of that game at 4-1 from love 40, and she held, but it's a little bit easier to do when you're up 2 breaks. Second serve, Muchova, and Gauff with the forehand return error. That shot's cost her so far in this match big time. Forehand return and forehand generally. It's not been working that well. I think she overhit that forehand. Didn't have to be that hard from Coco. She went very, very hard and low down the line. She ripped it. Good to see that she has confidence to rip, because that's not a given with Coco's forehand. But drop shot from Muchova. Coco runs it down and hits a backhand cross-court winner. I think a little bit early, that dropper from Muchova. Or too early in the rally, and she didn't hit it well. Did not hit it well. And, you know, back to that forehand at 15-40, I mean, it was a mistake, but I did find it interesting that Coco went for the forehand there. So that's, for her, actually a good sign, because when the forehand is poor, it's not because Coco overhits because she's like hitting low percentage. No, it's like Coco tries to get it in and still misses and gets tight and gets short on the forehand. So the fact that she's ripping the forehand there at 15-40, that's actually a positive sign for Coco. 3-1, upper break. 118 down the middle, forehand working, backhand volley from Coco, 15 love. That's also, you know, we talk about the versatility of Muchova and her volley skills, but I think Coco is underrated at the net. She's a fantastic net player, and she does play a lot of doubles, which I think is a great thing to, if you want to improve your all-around game, to play doubles. Coco does that, and she's quite good at the net. Whoa, wow. That was a backhand, two-handed backhand masterclass from both players. Beautiful backhand from Coco, and then a redirectory backhand down the line winner from Muchova. What a rip from Coco there, and Muchova just redirects down the line, just absorbs all the pace and puts it back onto Coco's side. 15-all. Yeah, Pew Le Pew. Nosko is a pure joy for power players. Yeah, I love WTA power players. I love the ones that hit hard like that. Beautiful tennis from Muchova there. Incredible. This match is heating up. Very high level right now. The points are very high level. Both players playing well. Don't think that Muchova's game necessarily dropped off. I mean, she did make some mistakes in that previous service game, but I mean, she's still here. She's playing well in this game. 30 all. Nice point from Gauff. But let's discuss Noskova in the next match. I'm going to feature that one as well. And we'll talk about power players. We talk about power tennis on the WTA Tour. And I'll also explain why I like it, why it's fun to watch for me, because I don't necessarily like it that much on the ATP Tour. (40-30) from 15-30 to 40-30 from Gauff with two exceptional points. Coco venturing to the net quite frequently in this one. I'm going to tell you exactly how many times she's come in. Coco has come in 11 times and is 64%, 7 out of 11 at the net. Muchova, only 3 out of 4 at the net, only came in 4 times. How surprising is that? Where's the best footwork on the WTA Tour? Oh man, that's tough. I think Coco probably. Maybe not footwork. Like, you're talking about footwork, which is like the setup to the ball. I think Iva Jovic right now has such good footwork. I don't know. There's a lot of players. Like, for example, someone that has great footwork but is not that fast is Pegula. Like, Pegula's footwork is exceptional, but she's not nowhere near like the fastest player. So footwork is a little bit different, but I think fastest player, I would probably say Gauff. What a point there. Explosive point from Coco Gauff. Wow, she's really starting to play well. Starting to rip those ground strokes. Comes in, knocks off that overhead. Add in. And Gauff holds. That was a humongous hold right there from Gauff. Humongous hold. They're starting to play really well, Coco. Big serve down the tee. Up a break in a second. Looks like we're going to go 3. But back to footwork versus speed. I don't know if Coco Gauff has the best footwork. Maybe not. Let's see. Who else? I think Sabalenka has great footwork also. Great footwork. Iga Swiatek, I would say, like, is the best mover overall. A combination of footwork and speed. Although with Iga sometimes, this is a recent thing. It's almost like it's too much footwork. Like, she gets a little hectic. She's hectic out there. She's not calm. She's hectic with her footwork. Like in that match against Yala, she overran so many swing volleys on the forehand, just overran them and made a mess of them. So the feet can be sometimes a little bit too active, hyperactive. But generally, I would say, maybe not the last couple of years, but generally Iga, the best mover on the WTA Tour. Best combination of speed and footwork. And, you know, also, also like the defensive skills, you know, there's several categories of movement, and also like lateral movement versus forward backward movement. You can get into like really into details. Is Coco a good defender? An incredible defender. I mean, like, she's the type of player who will make you work and make you hit the extra shot. As far as like turning defense into offense, like being able to hit well from defensive positions and be aggressive, I wouldn't necessarily rank Coco as the best in that category. I think there are other players, like Mboko to me is very strong in that regard, hitting really aggressive from defensive positions. On the backhand side, Coco certainly. So it goes a little. It's a little bit complex, but I love 15. Has Muchova dropped her level or Coco raised hers? I don't know if necessarily Muchova dropped that much. I think maybe a little bit, but it was just Coco cleaned up her game big time. And I think it started, like it didn't start in the second set, it started at 4-1. It started there. That's where Coco started playing better. It was love 40 at that game. Muchova held, but that's where Coco started playing well. That's actually where you flip matches, like not in the beginning of a second set. That would be too late. You start flipping it like you're playing poorly, but then if you start playing better towards the end of it, even if you lose a set 6-0 or 6-1, then you can flip like at the end of that losing set. Great slice from Muchova, but a fantastic volley from Coco Gauff, 30-15. 15-30, I mean. Coco putting herself in another good position to break serve for a second time. All big serve from Muchova there. What stands out in this one, guys, is like, we talked even in the intro, I said like Muchova is such a great net player and all-around player, versatile player, but she's only come in 4 times. Like that, she's having a hard time coming to the net here against Coco. Slice from Muchova again brings Coco in, but this time Coco really does a good job lifting that low half-court forehand, transitional forehand. Gets airborne, reverses the finish, and gets it cross-court very deep. And draws the error from Muchova. It's break point, 30-40. Correction on the net attacks. I was looking at there was set 1, my bad. Overall net points right now, 5 of 7 from Muchova. So she came in 7 times, and it's 16 out of 21 for Gauff. She came in 21 times, Coco Gauff, so far. Of course, that counts everything. This counts also the times that Muchova drew her in and won the point, so you can't always go by stats, but Coco is playing very aggressive. She's playing way better in this second set. Muchova saves break point. Second serve. And there it is again. You see Coco comes in again. It's incredible. Like we're talking here about Muchova's net skills, but it's the net game of Gauff that's like working right now so well. Very, very good at the net, Coco. And she set that up really with that big return, got a short response from Muchova, and then just followed it in and took care of business up at the net. Add out. Forehand error from Muchova. And it's 5-1. That's generally been the problem for Muchova, like I said in the intro, like the forehand errors. And because of the liveliness of the Gauff ball, because of her court positioning too, because she's very close. She's very close to the baseline, and she has to take things early, pick them up, and that's tough to do against Gauff. Let's see here the serve numbers, overall serve numbers. Coco's still at only one double fault. Very clean on that second serve. And Muchova at the net has a look on the forehand volley, but misses it into the net. 15 love. Third ace from Gauff. 30 love. Jeff says Muchova no free points from her serve. Yeah, not anymore. She was getting forehand return errors, and she was serving a lot to the forehand. But Coco has played herself into better returns. That's the thing with tactics that work. They work. You keep doing them, but then eventually they might stop working. You gotta abandon them. It's like the same with slicing. You might slice and it's working, but then maybe the other person is like gets used to the slice. You give them a lot of practice, in other words, and then you got to switch it up again. So it's like tactics are it's a very tricky thing. And it's so tricky because every opponent is going to be a little bit different, you know. 40 love, 3 set points for Coco. A random tennis gal. That's great info there. Thank you so much. Coco has had break points on all last 4 or 5 service games. And, you know, she's been holding comfortably, too. She's definitely the better player in this second set. And this reminds me of Miami, this set. This is how it was in Miami for Gauff. She took out Muchova 1-on-1 in Miami in the semis. She's too good. Stop giving Muchova errors. You know, that's what the big difference is. She cleaned up her game. And again, this started at 4-1 in the first. 4-1 love 40. Even though she lost that game, she's locked in that particular game, and it's been very difficult for Muchova since then because the errors stopped coming. And there was a lot of errors in the first 5 games, you know. So, okay, guys, quick break. We'll be right back. Let's do a little poll, guys. I like doing the polls. It's fun. Who you guys think are going to win this first set? There's the poll, guys. Who do you think will win the third, Gauff or Muchova? Let's get into the stats a little bit. They are interesting in this set. And let's go through the first set. And here we have 41% first serves for Muchova, which is interesting. 56 for Gauff. Second set stat that stands out as the one that jumped up the most is like, okay, Muchova's first serve percentage went up, but Coco won 70% second serve points in the second set, and she only won, not only, but she won 50% second serve points in the first set. So in other words, Muchova had more trouble with that kicker from Gauff. And the key is that she's not giving double faults. Only one double fault in this whole match for Gauff. And the forehand, you know. That's for Gauff, like the most important thing in her matches is how clean is she on the forehand and the second serve. And net court winner from Muchova, 30 love. Coco forehand has woken up. Yep, I agree. Coco wants the title bad. Yes, I don't know. I made a video. I mean, listen. I think Muchova still has great chances to win this match. But I had a feeling like once Gauff beat Pegula, I was like, this feels like it's a Grand Slam time for Coco. You know, it's that time of the year again where Coco does the unexpected Grand Slam. Yeah, I think it could happen. I think by the time Coco retires, she's gonna have 10 Grand Slams. I really think so. Because you don't realize how young Coco is. She's got easy like 10 more years to go. And if she wins doesn't have to win one per year, she already has 2. But I can see her winning a slam per year, or maybe a slam every 2 years, something like that, at that ratio. And they'll turn it to 10 at the end of the day. I still think she's one of the best clay court players because what I talked about in the beginning, that's most effective on clay. The heaviness of her forehand, the fact that she runs a lot of balls down, the fact that she's so difficult to put away. Also it's so funny because even the second serve, like, yeah, there's double faults, but the second serve is like has one of the best actually true kick serves on tour, and is one of the fastest servers on tour. It's 7 all-time fastest serve of all time in the women's. So even that, like just like the forehand, it's actually a big weapon if it's working. And of course, when you're kicking on clay, that's a huge advantage. So the thing about grass, though, and that's something I talked about last year with Iga Świątek, it's almost as if these players, let's not call them clay court specialists, but let's say players that prefer clay over grass, if they make it through the first week where it's slippery, and then by the end of the tournament, it's like, look at the court now, it's like all chewed up. It's basically dirt back there behind the baseline and even inside the baseline a little bit. I heard Rafa say it's like it starts feeling more like a clay court. So that's another reason why Gauff, if she's in the semifinals at Wimbledon, she's dangerous and can win the whole thing, because I'm not saying it plays like a clay court, but you get my point, you know? The same applied to Rafa back in the day before he messed up his knees. Because starting at 2011 and on, Rafa had knee problems and couldn't play on grass anymore. But prior to that, Rafa was in almost every year was Wimbledon final. Like he was clearly the second best grass court player behind Federer. Clearly. Like he was and he would have continued like that if it wasn't for the knee. He would have ended up with, he got 2 Wimbledons, but he could have easily won 4, 5, 6 Wimbledons, Rafa, if he was healthy. And he talked about that on the Surf podcast, if you want to hear him talk about it. And, you know, some of the guys he lost to in that stretch, it makes sense. You know, he lost to Darcis, Kyrgios, Rosol, Dustin Brown. And again, we're back to Coco. I think she's going to be tougher to beat in semis and finals than she is in the first week of Wimbledon. Also, some people don't talk about much, but all these tournaments in Germany, this is going to sound so bad, but you know, if you wanted a court to play just like Wimbledon, it would make more sense to play in England. Lob from Gauff, it goes in. What a lob there from Gauff. Perfectly measured. Bounce overhead, and she makes a mess of it. I don't know if there was a bad bounce, but that's a perfect example why it's always worth to fight, pop the ball up, make the opponent hit another shot. None of that tweener garbage, but just pop the ball high and make the opponent hit a bounce overhead. Tweener, you got about 1 out of 100 chance to hit a good shot. It's a tricky game now for Coco all of a sudden. From 40 love to 40 all. We got to lock in on this, and then we'll continue with that other talk later. Danger zone right here. An opportunity for Muchova. That don't remind me of the Darcis match. Yeah. That was a nightmare. Beautiful backhand cross court for Muchova. Had the opportunity there for the open court, but Gauff back in business here. Playing great defense. And Muchova overcooks the forehand. What defensive skills from Gauff. I think she's the fastest player on the WTA Tour. Her recovery skills are incredible. Get out of like a jam in a rally. It's unbelievable. Game point. Couple of forehand errors in a row from Muchova there. Gauff hits a drop shot. Wasn't that great of a drop shot. Muchova's there with plenty of time, but dumps the forehand into the net, 1-all. Okay, this game right here, I think Gauff with a chance, okay? A chance to flip this. First serve is going to be huge here for Muchova. And Muchova serves to the forehand. Drop shot. And Gauff overcooks her little slice forehand there. Hits it long, 15 love. Great drop shot from Muchova there. Great drop shot technique. A lot of players on WTA Tour have that 2-to-1 slice and drop shot technique like this. And not Muchova. Muchova with the more conventional one-handed backhand slice and one-handed backhand drop shot. Backhand error from Muchova. 15-all. Quality return though from Gauff. You know, nothing too fancy, just a lot of air on it and depth. Beautiful play there from Muchova. Big serve down the tee, forehand, inside out, very deep. 30-15. She makes it. Wow. Hits it a little bit late. I think she's laughing. Great return from Gauff. And Muchova with the down the line or inside out, 2-handed backhand winner. But I think she was a little bit jammed on that one. 40-15. Hold. Very solid. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, full transparency here. At 30-40 in this last service game of Muchova, even the previous game on Gauff, I don't remember. I was talking about the grass courts, and then I started talking about the actual match, and I forgot what I was talking about, so I had to rewind here. I had to rewind to see what I was talking about. I lost track because I remember it was something interesting. So let me finish my thought there, and then we'll lock back in on this match very intensely. But I was talking about, Rafa and Gauff, second week of Wimbledon, all that, the court being chewed up. But I always thought, like, if you were going to prepare for Wimbledon, I don't know how much sense it makes to play in Germany. Because for some reason, like, the grass court season is very strong in Germany. It didn't used to be when I lived there. It was only Halle. But now there's been an explosion of tournaments in Germany. There's Stuttgart, Halle. There's Bad Homburg. There's Berlin. So 4. And look, I don't think those grass courts are that similar to the court they're playing on right here. It's much faster. So back to Coco Gauff. She goes to Berlin, and her results in Berlin have been terrible. And it makes sense to me because that's more like a real grass court. One where it's difficult to play from the baseline, it's super fast. And that's why, again, in the second week of Wimbledon, she's going to be difficult to take out in the first week of Wimbledon. That's where there is a chance for the right opponent to take Gauff out. That's what I was talking about. And now we're going to lock back in to the match. Thank you so much, Simone. I'm going to take a break after this as well. I got a cat issue here, but we'll wait until the next changeover. 15:30 on the Gauff serve. This is danger zone right here for Gauff. Nice return from Muchova, very deep. She goes inside in with the forehand. Forces the error from Gauff. 15:40. 2 break points from Muchova. Wow. Momentum flipping again, it seems like, in this third set. Big serve from Gauff and a drop shot down break point. That's risky, but it works. Hope Muchova is okay. She slipped a little bit there. What a courageous play on down break point. That takes a lot of guts to do something like that. Inside out backhand drop shot. And then Muchova ripped the forehand. I mean, didn't rip it, like rolled it down the line, but Gauff is in the right place and hits a backhand volley into the open court, saves the first break point. That's an incredible play there from Coco. Big first serve. That's a service winner. Both break points saved. And we're back to deuce. The craziest number here is the net points. Coco Gauff came to the net 28 times in this match, compared to 11 for Muchova. It's a huge serve from Coco Gauff, 122, but misses. Second serve has been clicking, only 1 double fault. Forehand approach shot and another net attack from Coco. The 29th net attack from Coco and another backhand volley winner. Add in. Yeah, 67% are saying Gauff will win. She's such a good net player, Coco Gauff. She doesn't get enough credit for her net skills. You know what her win percentage is at the net? I didn't tell you that. She's 69%. 20 times she won the point at the net out of 29 times. So it's not a bad percentage. Drop shot forehand. Lob. And Muchova makes a mess out of that high forehand volley. Misses it. That was an easy shot right there that she missed. You talk about versatility. How about Gauff's versatility? Like throwing in 2 drop shots in this game, winning both points off of them. Wow. Maybe Gauff knows something we don't know about Muchova. After all, she's been dominating her. Maybe she knows how to get to Muchova. Maybe, you know, it's versatile as she is. If you're versatile on her, maybe that throws her off. The big serve there from Muchova. Body serve, jams Coco. 15-love. It's a poor serve there from Muchova. 95-mile-an-hour slice down the tee that goes like it lands over here, somewhere around there. And a poor forehand return from Coco there, off a very central second serve. Coco shanks it. 30-love. First serve deserting Muchova here. But I got a feeling she's gonna come through this game regardless. Big hitting from Gauff. Another forehand drop shot. So look, there's a big return from Gauff. Muchova barely got it back in play. And then pounded another forehand, then decided for the drop shot. Didn't work, but again, maybe Gauff knows something we don't. Easy to compliment someone when the drop shot's working and then say, oh, this was a poor drop shot, you know, when it doesn't work. So big returning though. Last couple of returns from Gauff have been huge, putting a lot of pressure on Muchova. Simone, you got to hold on 1 second up there, okay? Hold on, buddy. Here, you want to look outside? Come on. Go ahead. And a great serve from Muchova, and she's still serving to the forehand. It's working again. That's just crazy. So it stopped working in the second set, and now again she's getting errors from Gauff from the forehand return. 3-2 on serve. No breaks in the third set so far. I'm getting a Serena commercial here on the beautiful changeover filled with commercials on the ESPN app. My $40 subscription. But do you guys think Serena will keep playing? What was the purpose of that? Like one and done, or will she play US Open? She play Cincinnati, Canada? What do you guys think? I'm so like, I don't understand the comeback. I really don't understand it. If it's just for this one tournament. So if it's like now she's going to be back for good, maybe for a year or two. What is going on with Serena? Because I'm having a hard time understanding the purpose of it. Oh, Jake says she's done. Simone, I mean, come on, man. You really need, is it? Oh, and the other one open too? You want to have it like destroy the lighting here? Everything open? All right, super important phase of the match right here. I feel like this is an opportunity for Muchova to do a little bit of like put pressure on Gauff and try to get the break. We're entering a super, super important stage of this third set. I hope that's not what it is, guys, what you guys are writing. If that's the reason, that would be really pathetic. You know what I mean? I hope it's for the love of the game. I do believe the Williams sisters love the game. They're passionate about it. And Coco with maybe the worst forehand of the match. That looked really tight and careful. And dumps the forehand into the net very softly. It's love 15. So that's, you know, if Muchova registers this, like, I don't know, it's hard to say. I mean, she's been going to the forehand a lot. She's got to keep doing it. She's got to keep doing it. Not exclusively, though, because then you run into the risk of her, you know, Coco, like, starting to find the forehand. So still mix up the game to some extent, but she goes to the forehand again, and she misses that. So good return from Muchova to the forehand of Gauff. And then Gauff goes cross-court. Muchova goes down the line, and the ball clips the net, goes wide, 15-all. Fortunate point for Gauff there. All right, Simone, you done with that? Coco missing some first serves in this game. Second serve. That second serve is clicking today from Gauff. And another forehand error from Muchova. Off just a loopy central ball from Gauff. That was an unforced error right there. 30-15. I wonder if the US Open will do the mixed doubles thing again. I hope so. That was fun. I really liked that. I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I caught some of it. It was really fun. I hope they do that again. I love the 1-point slam to Australian Open. That was fun too. It's a super important rally here. Coco goes to the backhand of Muchova. Muchova slice backhand to the Gauff forehand. 2 times in a row, slice back into the Gauff forehand. And now slice back into the to Gauff, brings her in. What a rally. Wow, what a rally there. Incredible. I've seen this now. Second time I've seen this type of play from Muchova. She goes slice to the forehand, slice to the forehand. Then eventually she'll slice short to the backhand. I don't know if that's on purpose. And then, of course, Gauff will come in off her slice. And in this particular rally, Muchova cleans up at the net and hits a backhand volley winner. Very interesting from Muchova there. Her slice backhand is very good. I would say maybe the best slice backhand on tour. But an incredible second serve from Gauff there. So wide. Great trajectory there. Puts Muchova way off the court, who cannot get the strings on that return. 40-30. Inside out backhand from Gauff. Cross-court backhand from Gauff. Slice from Muchova goes into the net. And Gauff holds 3-2. That was a huge hold. And a nervy start to the service game with that forehand that she missed down the line. Looked very tight, that forehand, but then she got a little fortunate on the next point. I feel like there was a window there for Muchova. Maybe she went down the line a little too aggressively, too low percentage, and ended up missing. But Coco made it out of this game, and now she's gonna have a chance to get the break, because it's gonna get nervy now. It could get nervy. I'm not saying it's going to, but it could get nervy now. We're getting very close to the end here, guys. Big return from Gauff. What a redirectory crouch shot from Muchova. Wow. Oh, wow, that was good. Because that return was good. The degree of difficulty on that is sky high, guys. To be able to pull off a winner like that, it looks easy, but that's so hard. 15 love. Key down, I still say with kick would be the best, even on grass. Although, on grass, there's more options for the second serve compared to any other surface, but I would still say the kick for most players. I can't really say for all players, but for most players, kick's still going to be the right solution, even on grass, for a second serve. Important rally right here. Slice from Muchova to the forehand of Gauff again. Backhand very deep from Muchova. Backhand drop shot. Coco runs it down. Muchova with the lob. And Coco Gauff, maybe the best or one of the best athletes on the WTA Tour. And no other shot in tennis, showcases the player's athleticism more than an overhead when you're backing up. If you look in slow-mo here, the athleticism required to be able to do what she just did there is through the roof, guys. Fantastic play from Gauff. 15 all. Wide serve. How many times does this work today? It's worked a lot. Wide serve to the Gauff forehand, pulls her off a little bit, and Gauff misses the return. If Coco ends up losing this match, I think it's this particular shot that's cost her today. It's a forehand return. And it's been like up and down a little bit. It's been good at some stages and then not so good at others, but for sure too many mistakes off that shot. Beautiful serve there from Muchova to the backhand side, and she gets a couple of service points without having to hit a ground stroke. That's exactly what the doctor prescribes for 3-all, 15-all. Like, you don't really want to rally there. 40-15. And an ace. So think about it. Not a single ground stroke hit by Muchova from 15-all in this game. Hold. 4-3. You guys are missing Carlitos? Yeah, of course. We need Carlitos back very quickly. Of course, we want him back healthy and safe. We don't want him to come back and if he's not 100% fit, but hopefully he's going to be... oh, somebody yesterday wrote some stuff that they read. He's going to get an evaluation maybe today or tomorrow, and then they're going to give him either a green light for full-out practice and preparation or not. So I think he's close to start practicing for real again, because he hasn't practiced for real yet. There's been like some shadow strokes. He's hit some lefty shots, played a little bit of mini tennis, but he hasn't really started practicing yet. What do we know about Rune? He wanted to come back for Hamburg, but it was way too early. So he's not ready yet. That's a nightmare injury right there. That's my biggest fear. Achilles tear. Man, I'm so scared of that. Well, I mean, Coco's been phenomenal at the net. She didn't hit that great of a drop volley there. Gave Muchova the opportunity to hit a backhand pass, but you know, Coco in the right place at the net very often in this match. Her anticipation has been on point at the net, and she knocks off that down the line one-handed backhand volley winner, 15-love. Huge serve, 117 down the tee, 30-love. It's 90 degrees in London. What's going to be the temperature tomorrow? Does anybody know? For the semifinals? And which is insane, by the way. The temperature in Europe, what is going on over there? Like, what is going on? Seriously. How is that possible? Beautiful backhand by Gauff. Inside out backhand volley. Lob from Muchova. Two-handed backhand overhead from Coco Gauff. That's an unorthodox shot. 40-love. That's one that I haven't done a video on yet. The one-handed backhand overhead. I will, though. And also I will include in that video the two-handed version of that Coco Gauff just displayed. Big serve again from Gauff. Backhand drop shot. She draws Muchova in. Nice touch from Muchova there down the line. A 360 overhead from Muchova. Rafa style. Best rally of the match so far, guys. That's going to be on Tennis TV if Tennis TV featured WTA matches, which they don't. That'll be in the highlights somewhere. You got to check out that point if you're not watching this match live. What a display of feel, touch, athleticism. Beautiful point. Started with a drop volley from Gauff and then just an incredible exchange of reflexes and everything. Gauff's net play in this match, outstanding. Outstanding. She's come in 33 times, won 70% of the points at the net. Incredible. Second serve from Muchova. Nick, would you say that Coco is a crafty player? 100%. 100%. She has an unbelievable feel. You guys don't realize. That's a beautiful play there from Muchova. Wide serve again. And then wrong foots Gauff, who slips a little bit. She seems to be okay. 15 love. Yeah, Coco Gauff has unbelievable hands. I don't think people realize. Second serve again. And you know, Muchova there, just very early in the rally, redirects down the line. Really no reason there to do that. And she dumps the ball into the net. That's a interesting error there. One that Coco Gauff certainly will register. And it'll give her confidence to try to strike here, get the break, to be able to serve for the match. 15-all. Again, slice serve to the forehand. Coco gets it in play though this time. Gauff just attacking the Muchova backhand. Every ball going to the backhand in this rally from Gauff. Every single ball to the backhand of Muchova. And she draws the error. Cross-court backhand error. 15-30. Big serve from Muchova, serve and volley. The great volley there. And Coco runs it down. Has the whole court open. And Muchova puts away the backhand volley. That was very courageous there to serve and volley down 15-30. And that first volley was far from easy too. It's full stretch. Caught it a little bit behind her body and ended up hitting it cross court very deep. I don't know if it was supposed to be that deep. But in any case, 30-all. That could have easily been 15-40 right there. Second serve. Again to the forehand of Gauff, who rips the forehand hard. Wow. The whole match, there's been errors all over the place on that forehand return, but there, 30-all, Gauff rips, makes it very difficult shot to control for Muchova, again to the backhand too. And we got 30-40. The backhand is falling apart a little bit here in this game for Muchova. Breakpoint opportunity for Gauff. I don't know, Keydon. It makes no sense, this return error from Gauff. She dumps the backhand into the net on break point. Doesn't make Muchova play. That's got to hurt. You know, that's like a type of error that hurts a lot. Get a second serve. and you don't make the, there was no intention of to hit a winner either, so it's a very frustrating error. It's a little bit of tension, a little bit of nerves. Again, slice out wide from Muchova, but this time goes wide. Then a rally. Muchova running around the backhand. Forehand drop shot from Gauff. She brings Muchova in. Volley lob from Gauff. And bounce overhead, very easy, and Gauff has another break point. Wow, the drop shot has been working for Gauff big time. And her, again, the hands from Gauff, spectacular. Her feel, because the shot that requires a tremendous amount of feel is the volley lob. Volley lob requires, very steady hands and just soft hands as well. And to be able to pull that off at deuce, 4-all in the third, that's incredible. Incredible. Muchova misses the first serve, second serve. And Coco tries to put some height on the forehand this time. And she's trying to make Muchova hit a backhand, but she misses the forehand wide, back to deuce. Hit that forehand a little bit late. Maybe she overran it. I don't know. It certainly wasn't hit cleanly. And that's an interesting forehand too, because she definitely went for height and safety there, but she's been ripping the forehand. It's been working. So I think Coco just got to go for it right here, the forehand. Just let it go. Just let that forehand go. Inside out forehand from Muchova. Good defense from Coco. And she overcooks the backhand cross court. A couple of baseline errors from Coco that are, I would say uncharacteristic at this stage of the match. You would expect Coco to make these shots and make Muchova play, who really looks like the more shaky player right now, to be honest with you. But it's Coco who makes a couple of unforced errors here, and it's add in. Wide serve and backhand net error from Coco Gauff, 5-4 Muchova. So let's try to go back and try to analyze what happened. So first break point, Coco dumped, I think it was a second serve, and Coco dumped the backhand to the net, backhand return. Hit it very hard into the net. Then on the next point, after that, she got another break point. And this time she hit like a loopy forehand down the line. They went wide. And then she missed a backhand cross court in a rally and missed another backhand return to the net. So it's a lot of errors from Coco now at this stage, which is very interesting. It's very surprising that Muchova was able to hold this game, to be quite honest with you. She looked a little shaky. This is going to be an interesting game here. Will the Coco Gauff serve be good in this one? So far, the second serve has been very solid from Gauff. Only one double fault. And she's been incredible at the net. Went up to the net 37 times, Gauff. Won 27 points up there. As opposed to Muchova, who was up there 17 times. 17 times. And, look, unforced errors have been high in this third set. I think the level of the match dropped in the third, which is understandable. It's a lot of pressure. Both of them trying to make a Wimbledon final for the first time. I thought the level of the match was quite good at the end of the first and the second set. I thought, despite the 6-1 score, I thought Coco played exceptionally well, and Muchova wasn't playing that poorly. That's a bad miss. That's a poor miss there from Muchova. She had an easy backhand there. Off a half-court slice from Gauff. She had the down-the-line backhand lined up for a passing shot. That thing was slow, high, just sitting there. That's a miss that hurts. 15-love. Nice serve from Gauff down the tee. Rips the forehand to the backhand corner off Muchova and knocks off the overhead. 30-love. Second serve from Gauff. She's solid so far on that second serve, but backhand error again into the net. There's quite a few backhands going into the net right now for Gauff. 30-15. Beautiful drop volley from Gauff. Good hands up there. Your stream has a slight lag. Yeah, I know that. It's gotten better. It used to be like a 20-second lag. Now it's like, I think maybe a point behind. I was still trying to optimize that part, but having difficulties. Second serve from Gauff. Up 40-15, down 4-5 in the third. Again, a nice solid kick. And Coco Gauff holds. 5-all. Guys, right now it's going to be a huge game. 5-all in the third. This game is going to be huge. Forehand error from Muchova, love 15. Good return 2 from Gauff there. Big inside out forehand from Muchova there. Gauff with a good defense. That's such an important rally right here. Slice from Muchova to the Gauff forehand. We've seen this a lot. Inside out backhand winner for Gauff. Love 30. What a rally. Gauff again directing a lot of balls to the Muchova backhand, and he did a really good job off that slice. Hit it more aggressive than some of the other many times that Muchova has given her the slice to the forehand. He really whipped that one, Gauff, hit it deep, and got a little bit weaker reply, and then ripped that backhand winner into the forehand corner. So much whip on the Gauff forehand. Gauff's forehand is so heavy, it's crazy. Again, how many times does that work today? Serve into the forehand of Gauff, producing the return error. I don't have the stats on that. Forehand errors on that particular spot. Due side wide, but there's been, I've counted like at least 5, probably 10 maybe. Forehand errors from Gauff of that specific serve. This rally is huge here. Coco Gauff directing a lot of balls to the backhand of Muchova. Muchova with the slice. Central ball from Muchova. Backhand is holding up in this rally for Muchova. Brings Gauff in. What a rally. Wow. Wow. Muchova with the pass. She brought in Coco again with that slice. She's done that several times too in this match. Gauff doesn't direct that approach shot well enough. You know, kind of hits it right into the racket of Muchova. Muchova rips the forehand. Gauff can't do much with the volley, and Muchova ends up hitting the forehand passing shot. For a winner, 30-all. Incredible rally. Muchova feeling it physically after that rally. Second serve. Wow, what a shot from Muchova there. That's big time tennis. That's big time tennis right there, guys. Absolutely ripping forehands. One into the forehand of Gauff, and then one into the backhand of Gauff. Like 2 ripped forehands. Incredibly clutch right there. And she's feeling something. She's feeling something. There's something physically going on with Muchova. I don't know exactly what. If she's just out of breath or something's going on with Muchova right now physically. She's fighting her body and the opponent. Maybe it's cramps. What a hold from Muchova. Big serve out wide and a backhand down the line winner. 6-5. It's a beautiful angled backhand there too. It's, you know, able to get Coco Gauff way off the court, which then opened up the opportunity to hit a backhand down the line winner. Huge game right there from Muchova, 6-5. It's a really fun match so far. Really fun match. We're seeing a lot of different things. There was maybe a little stretch in the third set where it was a little bit up and down for both players, but overall, it's been a high quality match, very fun to watch. You think it's just a stitch, Reba? Yeah, it could be, yeah. It could be. For Muchova. It could be. Yeah, Troy, I agree. The level went way up, you know, unexpectedly, because they were kind of nervy, both of them, in that, like, in the mid to, like, towards, like, 4-all, 4-3, 4-all. Those few games were kind of poor, but now the level is going way up. It's a fantastic match. Muchova does not do well in the heat. I can't cover off a hold here. Gauff with an incredible defensive forehand there down the line. That's an incredible shot. Good return though from Muchova. Put a lot of pressure on Gauff. But Gauff did a good job neutralizing that return. And again, defensive skills from Gauff are out of this world. 15 love. Hey, Nitrash, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Big serve from Gauff down the tee. And again, slice to the forehand from Muchova brings Gauff in this time. And it's like the slice, weaker in quality. But I think that's what made it more difficult, because usually Muchova has these exceptional slices that are low. But this one sat up a little bit and it was slower. And I think that's what made it different for Coco. Ended up producing the error, forehand error into the net, 15-all. And Muchova goes very aggressive on the forehand return, but hits it way late, 30-15. And Muchova is struggling physically with something. It's just a cramp or I don't know what it is, but she keeps touching her abdomen and the right side of her abs. A couple of errors from Muchova. It looks like she's letting this game go, struggling physically. You know, she's really trying to keep the point short now. It's like slapping the ball. That's a great forehand from Muchova there, defensive forehand. Draws the backhand error from Gauff. 40-30, drop shot from Gauff. Not a bad idea when the other opponent is struggling physically. And Muchova cannot control the drop shot. And we're going in a tie break. Can you imagine? Wasn't the greatest drop shot from Gauff. But nevertheless, she made Muchova run. Which is not a bad idea. Wow. Look, 6-2 Muchova, 6-1 Gauff, tie break. Perfect. And it's a 10-point match tie break, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't like those that much. I like a classic tie break, but you know, it'll be a lot of tennis. Like a match tie break takes a while, and it's for sure different than a regular tie break in many ways. But in any case, let me redo the poll. Hold on a second. I'll do a repoll now. Redo the poll. Hold on. Redo the poll now. Hold on. Gauff shanks the return. 1 love for Muchova. There we go. Second serve from Gauff. Deep return from Muchova. She comes into the Gauff forehand, and Gauff goes down the line. Muchova is going the opposite way. And it's a forehand passing shot winner from Gauff. 1-all. Big T serve from Gauff. 118. Heavy forehand inside out. Another one to the Muchova backhand. Drop shot attempt from Gauff at the net. And that ball is so low, Gauff can't handle it. 2-1 Muchova, mini break. That was a good pass right there from Muchova. Super low down to Coco's feet. But then on the other hand, Coco didn't do that much with the forehand. I mean, she could have hit it a lot more aggressive, the forehand. It wasn't, she gave Muchova a chance there to hit the pass. She put too much air on that forehand. Coco needs to trust her forehand to win this match. Big serve from Muchova there. Was that in? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. This might be the greatest shot I've seen so far at the tournament, like in this context. Muchova with the big serve, out wide, serves and volleys, and then hits this low forehand volley by her shoelaces. Literally, the thing was on the ground for a clean winner. And Coco is applauding. It's just too good. That was some volley right there. A big serve down the tee, 4-1 Muchova. Wow. Wow. And she's still touching her side there. But she's coming up with some incredible shots here in the tiebreak. Coco going heavy into the backhand of Muchova. So really testing the backhand. Drop shot from Muchova cross court. Coco runs it down. Oh, Muchova had the whole court to play into there. And what a defensive little shot from Gauff there. But again, Muchova had the whole court to play into. She just overhit that half volley just a little bit. And it's 4-2. What a rally. Very physical rally right here. Body serve from Gauff there. Shank return from Muchova. And we are at 4-3 in the tiebreak. We're at 4-3 in the tiebreak. Still a mini break up for Muchova. Big serve to the forehand of Gauff. Inside out forehand. That's a very physical rally again. Inside out forehand again from Muchova. Oh my God, she does a dive. She does a dive. Becker hecht dive and hits a forehand volley winner. She's coming up with some of the most spectacular volleys of this entire tournament. Incredible. Absolutely incredible play from Muchova there. And that's a real, well, I don't think it was a dive. She kind of let herself fall after she had made contact. It wasn't a true dive, so to speak, but still a very difficult volley. And she, she had to, really had to stretch to get that one. Wow. Level of tennis, it's through the roof right now. It's a great match. Ace from Muchova, 6-3. Wow. Muchova just stepping up, coming up with the goods. Finding her best tennis when it matters, when she needed it the most. I don't know, in a way, maybe that focus on the pain, maybe that's helped her in a weird way to loosen up, open up, and maybe think about, I don't know. It can be weird sometimes, but she's not shown nerves at all, Muchova, so far. It's not over yet. Forehand pass from Gauff, 6-4. Muchova played a great rally there. Did the right things. Put Coco under pressure. Maybe, maybe Muchova was a little bit shaky, towards the mid stage of the third, but not right now. She's going for her shots, fighting hard, and making the shots. Wow, what a defensive lob there from Muchova. That's a very physical point again. Let cord from Muchova, and Gauff runs it down and goes down the line. A very, very physical point from two physical points from Gauff back to back, and just incredible defense, refusing to miss, making Muchova win this, not giving it to her. And it's 6-5. One mini break up still, but it's a very close match. This is top level WTA tennis. This is tennis at its finest right now. It's a fantastic match from both players. Finding their best tennis at the end stage of the match. It's incredible. Second serve from Muchova. This is going to be an opportunity for Gauff. So forehand into the backhand of Muchova. And Muchova rips the forehand inside out. The ball clips the net and goes a little bit wide. We're back on serve. Players are going to switch sides. The thing about Muchova is, like, she's feeling it physically. Like, so physically the advantage is for Gauff. And those 2 points at 6-3, those were physical points. That will, like, those are, like, had maybe something to do with Muchova missing that forehand, Yeah. Because she went very early in the rally, very hard for the winner, so. But she looks okay now, though. I don't know. It's hard to say. 6-all. An ace right now would be nice for Muchova. What a return from Gauff. Puts it back in play. A very good serve from Muchova there, and a backhand cross-court error from Gauff. There's a loose ball error right there from Gauff. She just mishit that backhand. We're at 7-6 Muchova on serve. A lot of tension in this tiebreak. It's hard to watch even, right? Second serve Gauff. Coco rock solid on her serve. I mean, even there she kind of abandoned that toss on the second serve, but the second serve has been so good from Coco. It has to be pointed out. Only one double fault in this entire match, and now under pressure, second serve holding up. It's holding up. 7-all. Gauff goes very strong. Down the tee, misses. Second serve. I shouldn't have talked about that. I shouldn't have said that about the second serve with Gauff, because I think I jinxed her. Because the second serve fell apart over there on that point. Double fault, and a wild one, frame one. And it's 8-7 Muchova. Let's put it this way. The second serve held up all the way up to 7-all in the tiebreak. Yes, Anna, that's true. Very true. Muchova with the chance to serve this thing out. 8-7. She can finish the match on her serve. Second serve, Muchova. And she's very solid there. Inside in forehand. Gauff fights. That's a very important rally right here. And Muchova overcooks her forehand inside in. Maybe it was a little bit tight or jammed. I don't know, or both maybe. She's definitely too close to the body on that one. And now the nerves are coming in. We had incredibly high level, but now we're seeing a little bit of nerves being a factor, you know, understandably so, because one of these players will make the Wimbledon final for the first time. 8-all in the third set tiebreak. This is like even hard to watch, right? It's so much pressure. And time violation. You gotta be kidding me to give her a time violation right here. Come on, man. I mean, woman, this is not a good call. Gotta have what we say, Fingerspitzengefühl in German. You have to have the feel for the appropriate time. Don't want to influence the match right here at 8-all and give Muchova a violation. Come on. And yeah, Muchova is just tight right now. That was a tight-looking backhand, a tired-looking backhand. She's struggling physically. It's a combination of, you know, she's exhausted, and she's also tight. And that time violation, I don't know if that had something to do with it. I hope not, but that's a horrendous call right there by the umpire. Match point Gauff, 9-8. Let's see if Gauff can bring that big serve down the tee. Half court. She does. Oh my God. She goes for a drop shot. Why not rip it, Coco? Why not rip the forehand? But you know, the drop shot has worked fabulously. It's easy to say sitting here on the couch, but that forehand was right there for the taking. What a huge serve down the tee on match point. Forehand, like right here, she had the forehand, right here. And instead of like going hard and hitting the winner, she goes for a drop shot and misses it. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right play. I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, again, it's easy to say here from the couch, but I feel like on match point, go with the bread and butter, whatever that is, and that's certainly got to be like just a normal forehand. I don't know. This is so nervy, guys. This is tough to watch. Both players are tight. Second serve from Gauff. This is a huge test for the second serve. Will it go in? 9-all on the breaker. It goes in. And it goes in fast. Coco comes in. Great pass by Muchova. Throws up a lob and it goes in. Muchova, one of the best lobs in the game. And she has match point on her own serve. Oh, man. Coco, if she loses this, she's going to be thinking about that forehand for a long time. Muchova with match point on her serve. 10-9. Very good rally by Muchova, though. Like, she looked good there, like physically, and she was hitting out on the shots. So maybe she realized, okay, Coco is tight too, you know. Maybe that helped her a little bit to open up her shots. Wow, the tension is so huge here in this moment. Big serve by Muchova. Forehand approach. Forehand volley. Oh, she falls. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did she slip? I think she slipped. She had it. She had the volley, but I think she slipped. She couldn't get to it because she slipped, and forehand cross-court pass from Gauff. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, she slipped. She slipped. She would have had the volley right there on her racket, but she slipped and couldn't get to it. Forehand pass from Coco. 10-all. Oh my goodness. This is insane, guys. 10-all. First serve from Muchova. Forehand to the back and corner of Gauff. It's a long rally. Muchova. Oh, now Coco slips. And a forehand inside-out winner from Muchova. 11. 12-10, match point Muchova. You know, Omslin, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Muchova is feeling the pain anymore. Whatever the pain was, like, that's gone. I think that's gone. This is so nerve-wracking, guys. Second serve from Gauff. Again, a humongous test for the second serve of Gauff. She gets it in. All right, good. Rally. Inside out forehand from Muchova. Inside in forehand from Muchova. Cross court backhand from Muchova. Coco running. Down the line backhand from Muchova. Coco running, and she misses into the net, and Muchova wins this match. 12-10 in the third set tiebreak. Man, I feel for Coco in this. I'll be honest with you, I feel for Coco in this one. I feel for Coco, man. I feel for her because that forehand was so easy. She hit a great serve down the tee. You hate to see something like that. I mean, I'm happy for Muchova because, listen, like I said in the beginning, she's such a fun player to watch. She played some of the most spectacular shots that I've seen this whole tournament. There's a full repertoire of shots. It's great to see her come through and play a Wimbledon final. But that forehand from Gauff, close to the net, on match point, 10-9. 10-9, match point, hits a tee serve, has an easy forehand, close to the net. I want to rewatch that. I want to see exactly where she was when she missed that. Let me rewind. I hope I can rewind on this ESPN. Hold on, what's the score is it? Oh, no. Hold on a second. Yeah. Here we go, 9-8, Gauff, match point. Tee serve. Yeah. The ball was like... Okay, look, the ball was here. This is 9-8 in the tiebreak, okay? 9-8 in the tiebreak, Gauff. She's serving from here, right? Serving here. Huge serve here. The ball is like here. It's slow, it's short, it's high. And it's a forehand that Coco makes 99 out of 100 times. You can rip either way, inside in, inside out. Even rip through the middle. But she decides to go for the drop shot, and I think, like, you know, I've been thinking about it since she's hit it, and I think it's the wrong shot. I do think so. I think it's the wrong shot, because what you want to do on match point is go with your bread and butter. Do we really see drop shots on match points that often, like from the greatest players of all time? I don't think so. Not really. Even from Alcaraz, like, it's just not something you pull out on match point. It's just a little too risky. So you stick with your bread and butter and you just rip the forehand. So that was really unfortunate there for Coco. That's brutal. She's going to be thinking about that for a while, but Coco showed how good she is, and she's highly capable of winning this tournament too. You know, so again, great to see Muchova in the Wimbledon final. Let's see who she will play. I think it's going to be interesting if she plays Noskova. An all-Czech final. We got the crafty, versatile player against the pure power player in Noskova. That would be fun. But Kostyuk, an incredible athlete, and she's going to be all over the court defending and attacking, and that certainly is going to be a good match too. So, you know, somebody's saying she was going to hit a regular forehand and change her mind. That's why. Well, you don't know that, like, because the forehand is disguise. So you could look like a regular forehand, and then that could be disguised. That's how you're supposed to hit a drop shot. But you're saying that she was going to hit a regular forehand, then, like, inside of the stroke, then decided to hit a drop shot. It's possible that that happened, and that's possible that that's why that drop shot was poor. But we don't know for sure. We don't know. I would have to go look at the slow-mo and, like, go frame by frame to try to determine whether it was normal disguise or whether it was like some kind of... I can't look into Coco's mind. I don't know what her intention was there. And often, you know, in tennis, you come up with shots like without, like you just do it automatically, you know. So yeah, that was that was an unfortunate choice there, to say the least. And Muchova would have gotten to that. You know, the problem is that play worked though for Coco in this match. It worked. Like she won a lot of points off that play. It's a great play. I just don't know about it on match point up, you know. But in any case, guys, we got a second semifinal coming up very quickly. I gotta get ready for that one. We're going to cover that one as well. So I want to thank everyone for being in this live. And I will see you guys maybe in about 10-15 minutes, okay? They're going to be playing very soon. So I'll see you guys then. All right, make sure that you jump from this to the other one. I'm not going to stay on the same stream. This one will stay up for 5 more minutes and then it'll close. And you got to get out and go on click on the thumbnail that says Noskova Kostyuk. And I will see you guys in the second semifinal. All right? Take care.